Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to welcome you at the start of the Winamax EHF Finals 2026 draw. We're live from the European Handball House here in Vienna, and I will be leading you through today's draw event. We're all set to draw the semi-final pairings for the event that will bring the exciting EHF European League men's season to a close. Barclays Arena in Hamburg will host the EHF Finals for the third time on 30 and 31st of May. We're very much looking forward to the exciting matches in Hamburg, just as the ones we witnessed in the quarterfinals. The battle was wide open, but at the end there were 4 teams that reached the EHF finals. One French team, Montpellier Handball, followed by 3 German teams, MT Melsungen, SG Flensburg Handewitt, the back-to-back defending champions, and finally THW Kiel. If this sounds familiar, you're on the right path. The same 4 teams also participated at the last year's EHF finals, but we will see who will bring home the trophy. Will it be again Flensburg for 3rd year in a row, or someone else will steal the spotlight? Before we get to know the teams better, I would like to invite the EHF president Michael Wiederer here on stage to join me. He will also be conducting today's draw. Mr. President, good morning and welcome.
Thank you very much. So first of all, I would like to congratulate the teams reaching the European League finals. Although all 4 teams have a lot of experience with finals and Final Four tournaments, it's always a long way to reach this stage, and I think we have seen really exciting matches and really looking forward to this tournament.
Yes, we watched exciting quarterfinals. Since the first tournament, EHF Finals in 2021 on the men's side, the event really established itself as a key event in the calendar and a fantastic standalone tournament. How do you see the development of the tournament throughout the years?
Like always, the final tournament of a competition is a kind of locomotive to bring the teams. And looking to the European League overall and looking to the teams taking part this time, we can clearly state that these are top teams and we will see a top tournament. Plus the fact that the European League as such has gone really in a good direction, and looking forward to the next season where we will have a kind of merging of Champions League clubs and European League clubs. It's even going further. So I expect a really top tournament this year, but as well a further development as of next year.
We're very much looking forward to Hamburg this year. I will leave you to go back and get ready for the draw, which will start in just a couple of moments. So 4 teams are still in the running, and the season has been long. The road to Hamburg began with 32 teams in the group matches. Half of them were eliminated before the main round, and then finally the playoffs and the quarterfinals heated up the competition fully. We witnessed penalty shootout, nail-biting endings, and so much more in the quarterfinals. Here are some of the best moments. Saw some absolutely great matches, and now it all comes down to this one trophy, 4 teams, and each of those 4 teams hope that they will be crowned champions on 31st of May. So let's see who do we have in the pots. So Flensburg, the title holders, have won it twice in 2024 and 25, and they want to keep the throne, but they will not have an easy task. Montpellier Handball will try to break the German celebration. They managed to do so in the last last year's semi-finals, but not in the final. MT Melsungen finish off the podium fourth in 2025, and they would love to play the final this year and win their first trophy in the EHF club competition. And finally, THW Kiel, the four-time Champions League winners. Last time they finished third in Hamburg and will be aiming to improve on that result this time around. So let's start with the draw. The procedure is very simple. The first team that will be drawn today will play in the semi-final pairing 1. Second team drawn today will be the first team to play in the semi-final pairing 2. There are no other restrictions between the teams, so each can play against each other. At the end, we will conclude the draw with the draw of the remaining 2 teams. So everything is ready. I hope you're ready as well. We can start with the draw of the first team.
Starting with Montpellier Handball.
So Montpellier Handball opens this draw, and they will be playing in the semi-final pairing 1, waiting for their opponents. Their road to Hamburg didn't maybe start as they hoped, but they showed their strength when it mattered the most. They did suffer 2 defeats in the group matches against Kiel and 1 against Flensburg, but they also did beat the defending champions once. From third position in Group 1, Montpellier qualified for the playoffs and put in a convincing performance against Elverum. The French team then transferred their form to the quarterfinals. They outsmarted Vardar, and it was 57-50 on aggregate when they booked their ticket to Hamburg. Let's see who is the first team in the semi-final pairing 2.
MT Melsungen.
So MT Melsungen, the 2025 semi-finalists, will be playing in the semi-final pairing 2. They may have come as a surprise last year, but the expectations were higher this time around, and here they are again in the EHF finals. Their road to Hamburg started with convincing wins in the group matches. They entered the main round unbeaten from top of Group E, but then at the end of February, the fairy tale was shattered with 3 losses. They still punched their ticket to the playoffs and second in the group, and then when it looked like they might be eliminated by Fredericia, they staged a huge comeback in the second leg. The quarterfinals opponent, Porto, put a lot of pressure on Melsungen, but they did at the end qualified for the EHF finals, but in a dramatic fashion by only 1 goal on aggregate. It was 47-46. So we're halfway there. We already know which are the first 2 teams in the semi-finals, that Montpellier will be playing in the semi-final pairing 1 and Melsungen in semi-final pairing 2. It's important to mention that the order of the semi-finals is not necessarily the order in which the matches will be played, and those will be announced shortly, but what we do know are the timings. So the semi-finals on Saturday 30th of May will be played at 12:30 and 3:30 in Central European summertime, and the matches on Sunday, the third place match and the final, will be played at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. also in the Central European summertime. When it comes to matches, the teams will be playing with a specially designed new select ball for the next season of the EHF European League, but also you will see it for the first time at the EHF finals. If you follow the EHF EL on our social media channels, you have probably already seen the new design, but let's have a look at it one more time again. So this is the new select ball that you will see at the throw-off at the Winamax EHF Finals 2026. The ball is available for pre-order in select online shop, but you will also get the chance to buy it on site at the Winamax EHF Finals, as well as the official merchandise. We have t-shirts, hoodies, and so much more. There will be also plenty of other fun activities in Hamburg, while the live performances and wristbands will put on a show in the arena. Apart from the opening shows, if you will also be in Hamburg, don't miss the Popstar booth where you can perform and then take home the video or share it with your friends. And if you still don't have your ticket, don't wait too long. The tickets are selling fast, but rather head to tickets.eurohandball.com and get one of yours today. Let's now fully focus back on the draw to the most interesting part and see which teams will be playing actually in the semi-finals, who will meet in Hamburg. So let's start with the draw of the third team that will play in the semi-final pairing 1.
THW Kiel.
So THW Kiel will play against Montpellier in the semi-final pairing 1. Matches that they played on their road to Hamburg show that they can be a powerful opponent, but that they can also be vulnerable. They were very convincing at the start of the competition in both group matches and the main round. Their 10-match winning streak in the EHF European League was quite impressive, and along the way they did beat Flensburg and Montpellier each twice, and they will meet again now. They skipped the playoffs and then the winning run was broken by Nexe in the first leg of the semi-finals, but Kiel staged a comeback in the second leg, and after a dramatic shootout they secured their place in Hamburg. It was 64-62 on aggregate. The answer who will be playing in the second semi-final is quite obvious, but let's stick to the procedure and draw the fourth team.
SG Flensburg-Handewitt.
So Flensburg will play against Melsungen in the second semi-final, the German duel. Their road to Hamburg for Flensburg had this year ups and downs. They did storm unbeaten through the group matches, finishing in a top position in Group A. They did struggle a bit in the main round, in the tough Group A, suffering 2 defeats against Kiel and once against Montpellier. But in the playoffs, they got back on track, eliminating Aarhus. Reken were then their opponents in the quarterfinals, and they were again under pressure after the 39-39 draw in the first leg. They did show their true colors in the second leg, winning by an 8-goal margin, and here they are again in Hamburg, ready to defend their title. So let's recap one more time the semi-final pairings. So Montpellier will play against Kiel in the semi-final pairing 1, and then Melsungen will meet Flensburg in the semi-final pairing 2. The winners will then go to the big final, while the other two teams will meet in the third place match. As I mentioned earlier, and I think it's important, so I will do it one more time. So the order of the pairings is not necessarily the order in which the matches will be played, and we will announce those shortly. Timings we do know, so the semi-final pairings will be played at 12:30 and 3:30 in Central European summertime, and the third place match then on 3 p.m. also in Central European time on Sunday, followed by Sunday final on at 6 p.m. So with this, we come to the very end of the draw. I would like to once again thank the EHF President Michael Widerer for conducting today's draw. If you're still missing any information, you can always head to eurohandball.com to stay updated. If you still don't have your tickets to Hamburg, really don't wait long, but rather head to tickets.eurohandball.com and secure your seat in the arena. The atmosphere will be fantastic. Of course, follow also our EHFEL social media channels for all the latest news and updates. And with this, we come to the very end of the draw. Thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you for watching, and I wish you a very pleasant afternoon.